This video is sponsored by Rocket Sports, where you can get 15% off of their line of soccer products by clicking on the link down below. Rocket Sports sells a variety of soccer goals of all sizes and for all ages, along with other training equipment like rebounders to help you improve your game. They are not only great for team training, but for your own individual training as well. I personally use their products during my own training sessions, and I love them. Click on the link down below to check them out for yourself. Let's get into the video. Alright guys, the first drill in this circuit is a very simple two-touch passing drill. You're going to take your first touch with the inside of your foot and then play it to your partner with the same foot. Now I want you to be mixing in your left and right foot here. You need to be working on both of your feet, because if you're in a match situation and it's played to your weak side, it's just going to take you more time to shift it onto your dominant side, which could cause you to lose the ball. So I want you to be using both of your feet here. Make sure the passes are on the ground, they're crisp. You're touching the ball out of your feet, because if you get it caught in your feet or you play it too far out, you risk losing the ball. Now the passes we're playing here are not that hard, simply because my friend is injured and he can't physically kick it that hard right now, but you can play it harder and harder into your teammate, because in matches, especially as you move up levels, the ball is going to come into you quicker, everything's going to be crisper and cleaner, so the more you challenge yourself with this, the better. So the next drill you're going to move right into is just one touch, and what you want to do here again is keep it on the deck. If you have the ball bobbling or bouncing around, or even get some height on it, it's just going to be very difficult for you to continue to one touch with your teammate without having to trap the ball and restart. See how many times you can actually one touch it back and forth before you mess up, and keep a record if you want and try and beat that number each and every time. And as you get better, make sure you're challenging each other, make sure you're hitting it faster and faster and faster, crisper and crisper. And once again, make sure you're using your weak foot. If you do these drills and you're only using your dominant foot, you're missing out and you're hurting yourself, because in games, you're gonna need to be able to use your weak foot, especially when you move up levels. Next drill in the circuit is another two-touch drill, except this time you're going to control the ball with the inside of one foot and then pass it off with the other foot. Now this one's a little more difficult than the first two-touch drill we did, just because you have to now touch it across your body and your touch has to be good, but it's still a skill you want to get good at. This skill is great if you need to take the ball away from an opponent or just touch it in a certain direction in order to create space for your next pass. And once again, I want to make sure you're using both your left and right foot here, because to be able to shift it from one side to the other and the other to the other as well is going to be very valuable to you in games. Again, challenge yourself with this. Make sure you're playing it in crisp and clean to your teammate. You shouldn't be having any balls in the air. There shouldn't be any balls bobbling if you can help it. If you do make a mistake, it's absolutely fine. Just reset and continue, but make sure you know the difference between a good rep and a bad rep, so that you can see yourself making less and less mistakes, or at least you can adjust what you're doing so that you're making less mistakes. Okay, now we are moving on to another two-touch drill. This is now with the outside of your foot. So you're going to control the ball with the outside of one of your feet and then pass it with that same foot. This is another really important level of control and passing you'll need to function in a match. It's one that you can always get more practice doing, and one that you should always be looking to improve. Same rules apply. You want to play it on the deck crisply into your partner, into your teammate, and you want to take a good touch out of your feet so that you set yourself up for the pass. If it goes too into your feet, you're going to have to take an additional touch, which you don't want to do. And if it goes too far away from you, you give your opponent a chance to take it off you, or you just take too long to make the pass. So it should be a quick touch with the outside of your foot, and then you should already be in the movement of passing it back to your partner. Once again, challenge yourself with this. Go faster and faster as you get better and better, and your partner and you improve at this. But don't make it so hard that every touch is miscontrol. You want to make it challenging, but not impossible. Okay, now we're actually moving on to some long passes. Your partner will be 30 to 50 yards away from you, and you're going to practice doing some regular lofted long balls like you're going to switch the field of play. And these, again, you just want to practice over and over again. This is a little more difficult to be accurate with, but with practice, you'll get it. Now with this one, you're not going to do timed reps. I want you to pick a certain number of reps to do and make sure they're good repetitions. If you play a bad ball or you don't think it's good enough, you don't count it. I want you to do at least 10 of these on each side. So you'll see I'm also doing some on my left. Like I just said, you want to be working on both of your feet for all of these techniques. It's very valuable to be able to do this on both sides, especially with long balls as well, because this is a more precise technique where you have to hit a target, or usually a moving target, from 30, 40, 50, sometimes 60 yards away. So make sure you're really, really accurate with this, and make sure you're doing both your weak and dominant foot. And I would go for at least 10 good reps on each side. Okay, so now you're doing the same thing, but I want you to keep your long balls low. I call these grass cutter passes, but they're really just driven passes. And a good kind of indicator that you're doing them right is that your partner can trap the ball with his or her foot. If they have to use their chest, if they have to use their thigh, it probably means you hit it too high. You want to keep it relatively low so that it kind of bounces across the deck before it reaches him. This is a very hard technique if you've never done it before, but it's one of my favorites. In fact, it's my favorite way to pass the ball out of any other way to pass the ball. And it's definitely worth learning because you can just drive the ball quickly to a teammate. And you can see many of the top pro players use this technique very often to play very incisive through balls or just really quick long balls. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Whenever you want to improve your passing and also your first touch, this circuit definitely works on both of these things. But when you want to improve these two areas, just you do this circuit. It doesn't have to take any longer than 20 to 30 minutes. It can be your warm-up. It's very, very quick. It's not that intense, so it still allows you to do other things later. But it's a great circuit to do if you want to work on your passing and first touch. It's very simple, but remember, working on the simple stuff to the level of mastery is really what's going to help you improve. You don't need complex drills, you don't need complex movements. You need to work on the fundamentals and get them down to a level of mastery if you want to take your game to the next level. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure you like and share this video and comment down below other drills you want to see from us. I really do appreciate it. I will put 2 other videos up on the screen right now so you can continue to learn and grow as a player. Once again, thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.